But that turned also to a dangerous thing, although we load only the data from an internet cafe. We start to transform public phone booths into a radio station to get calls without to be close to the booth. With that they could only trace us to the booth. We get always in a far distance in position for a good receiving of the call and a good view on the booth. It happened always again the booth gets surrounded of units from the police and our equipment would removed. To our luck we worked very clean and didn't produce evidences. We didn't repair this booth twice, of course. We also built public letterboxes to get our missions written. We pictured all documents and waste them immediately or burn it at the same place we get it. We only touch the paper with leather gloves. All letterboxes have an electrically floodgate and the documents find their way secure to us over slides and carriers. We take the papers mostly in the canalization and waste them in the water. Over the canalization we were able to disappear unseen. We have personally talks only at special places, for example in areas we could escape very easily and fast. Direct contact we have very seldom. It was more secure to kidnap the customer for a short time, answer the questions and let him go. Before we take a mission we observe very exact the customer and the target. If something looks or feels suspicious or the mission was too great to be true, we let it be. We get the most missions always from the mafia. Which mafia? All, of course. Why should we have limits? More than one mafia means more missions and more money. These missions were the most secure, because they didn't want to talk with the police. We wouldn't also. To get rich wasn't an option with that. But to pay the rent, it was more than enough. Earn a lot of money was only possible at the private economy. But that was, like I told you, much more dangerous, because they can catch us easily or kill us. For every mission, we invented a code of numbers for a more secure communication between us. Once we used the code 36203190. The first number was the code of the target. The 36 was a politician. The 20 was the place, for example in this case Egypt. The last four numbers was the payment. The 3 and the 1 stands for 1000. 30 and a 1 only reverse written for more confusion. And so the last numbers was a payment in the range of 1000. The meaning of 3190 is in this case they pay us 90,000 euro for the mission. Today the numbers stand for other informations. My friend chooses the numbers and the meaning totally random for better security. Nobody could be able to see a pattern. He was a genius. Very smart, the little one. Such exact and genius he work always on any mission. The mission with the code 36203190 was much easier than you maybe expected. It was a politician, but he wasn't good protected. We didn't know the customer, but we know the customer were a few of his colleagues. Man of the state rent a killer to kill another man of the state. That has almost a value of nearly 100,000 euro. His colleagues hated him so much that they ordered torture. That explains also the good payment. What we think about torture, we told you. We kidnapped the victim and explained him his case. Like always in the past, the target cried and want to pay more than we get. We weren't mercenary, and we could lose our reputation. It was more important for us to complete our mission instead to earn a lot of money. By the way, we didn't get missions and nobody would book us if we forgot our duty. We give him a choice. He helps us to produce a very good show, or we have to torture him in real. He would die, no question. He had a choice. Dying fast and without pain, or slow with a lot of pain. After he gets finally the picture, we can start. We provided us with different things to pretend and simulate a torture. At first the politician becomes linked on a chair. Next we take his right arm out of his tuxedo. Into the empty sleeve we stick the arm of a body from the Moog. After we cover us with mask and switch on the camera, we start to cut off the fingers from the dead hand with a scissor. The politician begged to spare him and screamed like a pig in the moment we cut the first finger. For a really good bleeding, we hide tubes and splashed enough fake blood. After the extraction of the finger, we start to nail his feet. We prepared, of course, the feet, and he acted like before, very convincing, great pain. After a few more tortures, we had enough. Take a gun and shoot out his brain. He died immediately without a suffer. In this moment, his blood really flows the first time. The show was perfect. The customers was very scared how a torture really looks like. They believed we would only beat him. A few of them feel suffer for the terrible thing they did to the colleague. We were glad that we never really torture him. Our job is hard enough. We didn't need that shit. The nightmares we had from the killings didn't have to add with pictures of torture. It was difficult enough to live with that.